S&P 500, Nasdaq both reached to the resistance again. Can we see it break higher? US dollar tried to break higher on Friday, however the momentum eased off in the afternoon. Gold is forming a reversal pattern. If the support doesn't hold, I think we can see quite a bit of downside to come. If you'd like to see my best trading setup, make sure you finish watching the whole video. That way you won't miss any trading opportunity. Thank you. Hi, I'm Jake from Simple Elite Traders. My mission for the channel is to share my experience, market analysis, trading opportunity, and free trading program for beginners. That way, hopefully more beginners can learn and profit from the market. If any of the topic is of interest to you, I would personally love to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you hit the bell icon. That way you won't miss any trading opportunity. Let's dive right into the market. S&P 500, we always start off with the indices first, okay? So now we saw some buying from support 4,050. Now it's not a nice area to chase because we have reached to this resistance area. I said around this 4,200 area needs to be clear. If it stay above, then yes, we have more room to the upside. Then I'll look to be a buyer. Currently, I'm sitting on the sideline and see what will happen because on Wednesday there's the Fed meeting coming up. So Wednesday 7 p.m. UK time. So I assume Monday to Wednesday next week trading will be quite restricted for me, which is fine. I am happily patiently wait. So continue on to Nasdaq and see what's the situation over there. Nasdaq is quite similar. It's trying to break this resistance 13,300, something like that. But until it's cleanly break, I'm not going to do anything. If it break higher, stay above after Wednesday or before that, I see a clean entry retest, maybe I'll take that. But be cautious before the Fed meeting on Wednesday, but staying above the 13,300 could potentially take us back to this maybe 13,600 area. So a bit of room to the upside through here. Okay, so keep an eye on it, but currently not interested to trade around this range. But continue to break above, stay above. Yeah, I could be a buyer on the stock indices. Dow Jones is creating some concern as well. You know, are we going to break this resistance area 34,000, stay above, and then yes, we could have some upside. There is some concern on the index, underlining on the Russell. So this is the small cap stock. We can still see there's no way having the same bullish momentum on like the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq. We are still ranging here, still under the 1800. So if price reject here, be careful on that. So it could be some indication that the bullish momentum will run to the end on Nasdaq or S&P 500. So keep an eye on that. All right. With European indices is a bit of mixed bag as well, you know. It's coming to, let me just clean up my pivot. Tomorrow we'll have a new pivot because it's May, so be aware of that. Now 16,000 on DAX could be a psychological number resistance, so watch out on that. You know, if it's rejection, then see if that will correlate into US indices. I mean, if you drop down to the time frame hourly, it's just not the nicest price action, right? So, you know, on Thursday we broke through resistance on 1 hour, found support, great. If you intraday, take some profit, and then Friday ease off and then it bounce back up again. So we don't have much follow through current situation. You know, if I go back to S&P daily, look at that momentum. It's like 1, 2, 3 days. So 1, 2, 3 days pull back here, nothing really, and then longer pullback, and now we're trying to have 1 bullish, 2 bullish. Can we see another push higher? 4 days would be nice, and then a slow retracement. But if it's the 3rd day, so let me just clear that. Maybe if tomorrow we see a candle like that, and then just hover around, and then the Fed meeting come back below these 4,170, not that bullish. So I'm in 2 camp. Really need to convince me, break above 4,200, stay above, then I'll be a buyer. Come back below, I could potentially be a reversal seller, but depends. I will use the trading view momentum to guide me for that. All right. Moving on to the indices. Dollar index. I did say I wanted to be a buyer, breaking through this trend line resistance, and now Friday turned into a high test bar on that. So let's drop down on time frame to 4 hour to have a more detailed look of what is happening, right? I think it has some news around this Friday. I haven't checked the fundamental. I mean, I'm not a big fundamental guy anyway, so but certainly we did see some selling, and then now we're just hovering around. So best way to do it is either, well, downside is quite limited to this, but upside, if I do see it breaks 101.80, then I will be a dollar buyer. Seasonally is bullish in May, but probably doesn't come until middle of May, which I'm going to do you a special event on the seasonal data very soon anyway, but when the right time comes. All right, stay tuned on that. Euro is the flip side of dollar. You can see, I mean, we have now a low test bar again. Can we break to the upside? If we could, maybe we can see 111, 112, so something like that, but I'm not really convinced on that. So if we spike up on this area and then exhaustion, I might look to be a seller, but there's I don't want to be a buyer on this trend, because you can see it's very, very weak on the uptrend. Really weak, really weak, really weak. It's just barely made a higher high on this, so we shall see. But I don't really want to be a buyer on that. Okay, pound, I said I want to be a seller, but it really need to clear. If I go to a 4 hour, we're now just, the news bar, and then I'm hovering around, but it needs to be below this 123.98. So for me to consider to be a seller of pound at the moment, I'm sitting out. Okay, there's two of the currencies on my list I like to trade. Dollar CAD I like, is now having we did have a daily downtrend corrective, and now we have a change of trend on daily, which I like. I like to see tomorrow where the daily pivot could, monthly pivot could be, because if it's around 134, I might look to trade the first potential daily high low to the upside on dollar CAD. Keep an eye on that. If drop lower, this is a strong support area as well. The trend line you see multiple times when we touch this area. So 133.07 area will be on my list to buy dollar against the Canadian dollar. Okay. Dollar yen, we saw some bullish momentum on Friday, so that's why I wanted to sell gold, but gold is not ready. We're still seeing bullish momentum on yen, so if bullish momentum continue, we should see price. Let me just put a box in here. I don't really want to have deep retracement on yen, so somewhere around this area, I think the monthly pivot could step up a little bit. So around this 134.60 area, which is a very convenient thing that I'm going to do on IG, my broker. Set alert in here, boom. So a 4 hour, we have an uptrend on 4 hours. So the next potential higher low, I will look to be a buyer of dollar yen. So that's all for me on the currency side. Finally, we're going to touch base on commodity. Let's start with gold first. I said last week we have a strong reversal pattern. The pattern's still here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay. So really and truly, I need this blue box area clear. So under the 1960, stay below. Then I will look to be a seller of gold back to maybe 1850, 1800 area. Not quite ready, still on my list, but if you're on my private trading community, I'm much more interactive on there. When I see things happen daily, I put a post in there. That way you won't miss any trading opportunity. If you'd like to join, very simple. I'll put the link in the description and a pinned comment to join my Facebook trading community. Thank you. So gold, I still want to be a seller, and silver is similar picture, still hovering around this, making, actually we do have a very shallow daily downtrend. Lower high, lower low. Okay, so we have a lower low already, but 4 hour you will see clearer on that. See, we're ranging on this. We seem to finding resistance like that at the moment, and support like a flag. But if this flag breaks, then yes, I'll look to be a seller of silver, but most likely I'll use it as a reference to sell gold. The reason being I said that is a couple of gold stock is actually not that bullish as well, which you can check that out on TradingView. And then the final one of commodity is oil, which I is now back to this channel here, finding some support, but I am not so much of a range trader. So if you're a range trader, yes, good, you could think of this as a buying opportunity back to the upside. For me, I'm happy to leave it because I'm not a range trader. Out of the range, stay below, yes, I will look to be a seller. Above 84, I look to be a buyer. So just a quick recap. I may want to be a buyer of S&P 500 and NASDAQ, but it needs to break through the resistance first. Okay, be aware there's a Fed meeting on Wednesday. Dollar CAD and dollar yen is top on my list. A bit of pullback on dollar CAD and a 4 hour pullback on dollar yen. I could be a potential buyer. If I'm a buyer of dollar yen, then I will be looking to be a seller on gold and silver. Oil, I'm sitting on the sideline. If you do have any question, please drop me a comment. Otherwise, thanks for watching and see you guys next week. Thank you.